It's gonna be a really quick video on assembling this 3-piece autumn chat set we got from Academy. I've already started. This is everything out of the box here. Gonna start with the table first. Here's the instructions. So just kind of a pictures on how it goes together, and then a quick review on how it works, if we like it or not. Here's all the hardware it comes with. I already took a few of the pieces out. Basically, you got some washers. These are the L's. You got some small screws. These are the I's or bolts. You got J's, K, and then just the tool to put it together. So again, yeah, first thing, we're gonna put the table together. All right, so first thing, we're gonna put the legs onto the bottom of the tabletop. This is the bottom, here's the legs, here's the screws, or the bolts. And they've got the little washers on them. All right, so I just put the legs on hand tight, and I think the only thing really important to remember here is that the those little tabs face outwards. So the tab goes outwards and the leg kind of goes inside. And I'll put this piece on to connect all the legs together. Kind of in like that. All right, so I got this cross piece in. It's kind of tough to get the last one in, but recommendation is just make sure you do it all by hand first, and then come back after these are in by hand and these are in by hand. Then come back and tighten everything up after all 8 are in. Okay, so I went through and tightened everything up with the included tool. I did these 4 first, and then I did the ones here. And so everything's all nice and tight. Make sure don't over tighten it. If it's wobbly or loose, you can always come back and tighten it. But there it is. So that's the it's the table, and looks like it's good enough. One thing I noticed is that the feet are adjustable. So if it is kind of a little wobbly, you can adjust the height of the individual legs to get a level, if that's a problem. All right, next we'll move on to the chair. One thing important to note here is there's a left and right side of these rockers and arm rails. This is F, it's the left side. And that sits on there, and we'll just put the bolts in. It's gonna take these long bolts. Okay, next is this crossbar piece with 2 of the short bolts. That just goes right there. I tightened the left side, flipped it over, put the right side down. Got my 3 medium-sized bolts in, and then the 2 short bolts that go on this cross piece here. I did have to go and loosen up these 2 in the cross piece to get this bolt to drop in, so maybe I should have waited to tighten everything up. But anyways, I've got all the bolts in, so now I'm going to tighten these all up, and I'll go back and tighten up these 2, and I think that should be it for that first chair. Maybe there's one more piece actually. Okay, so I got those 5 all tightened up. I retightened the ones up here. So the last thing to do is to put this crossbar here at the back. And gonna use these longest bolts for that. And it says that you do not need any washers for these. So I'll do that next, and the chairs will be done. So yeah, for this bar, you just put the bar in and then drop the screw in from the outside. And then I'm gonna tighten that up, and then I'll flip it and do the other one down here. All right, so I got that tightened up, so that's it for the chair. Now I just gotta do the other chair and be done. I mean, really, that was all really easy. The hardest part was getting to this screw on the second side after this bar was installed. It was a little tough to get to, but it really wasn't hard at all. So yeah, pretty easy to put together. All right, so for the second chair, what I did is, I did the right side first again, but I just put everything in, just kind of barely started it. These are still loose, just by hand without using the tool. Then I flipped it over, put this side in, put the bolts in, just loose by hand, and then put the bar in, loose by hand, and then put this in by hand. So everything's just kind of loose in, just barely started. And it went in a lot easier and a lot quicker. Didn't have to fight anything. So now that everything's as tight as I can by hand. Now it's all together. Now I'll go back and tighten everything up. So I think that's a little bit better and made it easier. All right, so there's the chairs done. The boys approve. Yeah, they're pretty sturdy. They're nice. Went together easily. Table's good for a couple of drinks. I did adjust out one of the legs to make it nice and sturdy. So yeah, we got these at Academy for about 150 bucks, and yeah, they're pretty good. I think we'll get some good use out of them. So if you're in the market, I would recommend them, and hopefully this is helpful. Thanks for watching.